Welcome back to another Metacritic prediction video where we're going to look at some of the games releasing in the month of April and trying to guess how good or bad the reviews are going to be. If you've never heard of Metacritic before, it's basically a website that takes into account all the reviews from all the media outlets and combines them all together to give us an average score. And just like last month, if you guys want to play along, make sure to copy the list from the description, go into the comments, and guess the scores of each of the games, just like these guys did last month. And as always, at the end of this video, I'm going to go back to my predictions of the month of March and see how well we did. I'll give you a little hint. I didn't do well. And one last note before we get into the predictions, I just want to say that the month of April is fairly quiet when it comes to new games that are going to get Metacritic scores in my opinion. So we're actually only looking at 5 games. There's a bunch more games coming out this month, but a lot of them are remasters from games that have come out before, ports from PC to consoles or from Xbox to PS5, for example, Sea of Thieves and Grounded. So there's a lot of games that are coming out this month that I can't really guess the score because they already have scores, or like I said, they're just remasters of games that are already released. So as I said, we're only looking at 5 games, but let's get into the first one right away. The first game on our list is Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, coming out on April 23rd. So a lot of these games are at the end of the month, as you guys can see, because it's the first one in release date order. This is a brand new JRPG game from the creators of Suikoden, I hope I said that correctly, where you can go on a huge adventure and you can find up to 100 different heroes that can join your team. As you guys are going to see, there's a lot of different variety of the characters and all their personalities and everything, and that seems like a crazy idea that I really hope works out. They've been working on this for a while. Like I said, it was a Kickstarter game that they've funded for a long time. It is coming to every console and on Game Pass. There's a lot of different ways to play this game. I have my hopes up on this one. I'm generally a positive person, so I'm hoping it's going to be good as well. JRPGs this year have been great with Like a Dragon, Final Fantasy, and a bunch more. So I just hope that this one just continues with the return of great JRPGs. So I'm going to guess an 81. I was going to go 80, but I was like, I think it's just going to be a little bit better than that. So 81 is my score for this one. The second game on our list is Tales of Kenzera Zao. I hope I said the name of the game correctly. This is another game coming out on the same day on April 23rd, but this one is a Metroidvania. And we've been having a lot of great Metroidvanias this year with Ultros already and Prince of Persia Lost Crown, and I've played the demo of this one and I really like this. So this is another one I'm very excited to play. You have these 2 masks that you can switch between, have short range and long range damage, and you're basically going to unlock new abilities like most Metroidvania games. This is a smaller indie game, so they are working on it. It is working with EA Originals if I remember correctly, but it is really cool from what I've played and what I've seen. I'm very excited for this one. I don't think the scores are going to be as high as Prince of Persia, though, just because that one's a bit of a higher budget game. But I am still going to say positive. I'm going to go for 78, and honestly, I think it's going to be higher than that. If it's lower than 78, I'm going to be very heartbroken on this one. The third game is a very special one. This game is called Another Crab's Treasure, coming out on April 25th. And this, if you'll believe me or not, is a Souls-like game. So imagine Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and everything, but you are playing as a crab going on this giant adventure. And I've seen some previews on this, and I am freaking hyped for this. This looks amazing. Now, obviously, graphically is not the most insane thing you'll ever see, but as you guys can see, it just looks like such a badass game. You get to play as a crab in this giant game, and like as a Souls-like fan, I'm very excited to see how they recreate it. It sounds amazing, but I don't know if it's going to review well. So I kind of want to stay positive, but I'm going to go to the lowest positive I can be, which is a 75. Everything under 74 becomes that yellow box, but I'm sticking to the green here. I'm saying positive, but I don't have the highest of high hopes for the score. So 75, and let's hope for the best. This is one of our 2 big game releases of the month, Sandland, which is a game based on the anime or manga from the creators of Dragon Ball Z, also named Sandland. I'll be honest, I don't know much about this. I haven't been following too much, so I don't have a lot to say on this one outside of the fact that it looks like an anime. It seems like most people who are fans of Sandland are excited for it, but the previews from the game side, game journalist side, haven't been super positive yet on the game. So I really don't know much. I haven't been following it. I did download the demo. I just haven't had the chance to play it yet. So I'm kind of just, this is with no reason at all, I'm just gonna guess a 77, but if you were to ask me why, I don't know. having fun here. And the last game we're going to talk about today is Stellar Blade. This is the game for all the horny gamers out there, a PS5 exclusive game coming out on the same day as Sandland, April 26th. This is an action-adventure game that has been working on for a long time. I feel like they announced it 4 or 5 years ago now, and it was called Project Eve at the time, and they finally announced it as Stellar Blade. There's a demo out there for people to play, and people have been super positive and really hyped up about this as a very action-packed game that people are very excited for. I'm not the biggest fan of these kinds of games like Devil May Cry and everything where it's just action focused, but I'm still going to give this one a shot. Have the demo downloaded, so I'm going to try this one as well. I was really wrong with being super high and positive on Rise of the Ronin, and I feel like it's probably going to happen again to me with this one, but I'm going to still do the exact same error I did last time, where I'm going to say, PlayStation seems to be really pushing this game, and they have really high hopes. So I'm going to guess very high, and I'm going to go for an 87 on this one. I might be wrong, and it's going to go very low like Rise of the Ronin, but I'm hoping for once I get it right. I'm going for a big score on this one. Hopefully we get a major great game for the PS5 as an exclusive. But I was wrong last month. I hope I'm right this month. And here are my final guesses for all the games for the month of April. Like I said, only 5 games, but all pretty positive. Hopefully I'm right and they all come out great. We got Eiyuden as an 81, Tales of Kenzera as a 78, Another Crab's Treasure as a 75, Sandland as a 77, and Stellar Blade as an 87. Make sure to comment your guesses on each of these games as well. Okay, let's talk about my terrible March predictions. As you guys can see, these were my final predictions last month, and I was fairly off on most of them, unfortunately. Let's go game by game. First up, as you guys can see, I guessed the Outlast trial with an 82. I was really hoping for a great game, which we still did. I am really enjoying the Outlast trials, but the Metacritic prediction score for that is actually a 76. So I was 6 points too high. The next one is WWE 2K24. I said that last year's game was really good and this one's just going to be better, which it is, but the Metacritic score for it is an 81. So again, I just aimed a little too high on that one. Next, I thought Contra Operation Galaga was going to be absolutely terrible, and I was kind of half right. It is bad, but it actually ended with a score of a 71, so it's better than I expected, which is great. Alone in the Dark, I guessed a 63, and it ended with a 64, so I'll take that. 1 point away is not too bad. Dragon's Dogma 2 is the big surprise of the month, in my opinion. I went with a 75, and if you haven't seen my review yet, make sure to go watch my review, because I don't think it deserves the 85 that it actually got on Metacritic. I think 75 is much closer to what the game really is. And if you don't know why, make sure to go back and watch my review so you have an idea as to why I scored it that way. Princess Peach Showtime, I guessed a 77 and ended with a 74. So I was really close, but just a little bit lower than expected. Rise of the Ronin's another very bad guess from my end. I was really hoping it was going to be one of the big bangers for PS5 this year, and unfortunately, it wasn't as great as most people said. I guessed an 88, which is really high. It ended with a 76, which is still really good, just not the score I was hoping for. And the most heartbreaking of all of them, I had hoped South Park Snow Day was going to be just as good as the previous 2 South Park games. I went with an 80, and it ended with a 61, and I'll say a 61 sounds even way too high. And if you don't know why, go back and watch my last video before this one, which was my review of South Park Snow Day, and you'll see why I think it's just a terrible game, but I really liked it. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe because I got a bunch more videos coming. Plus, we do this every single month. Comment your guesses and give this video a thumbs up because for some reason that helps the YouTube algorithm. All right, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.